Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and I welcome you to another podcast episode. I have a lot of fun knitting pieces to share today. Some of them are already finished and some of them are works in progress. I have acquired some new yarn for my stash as well, and then at the end of the video I will talk about this beautiful piece that I'm wearing that I made on my sewing machine last week. I'm really happy that you tuned in and want to thank anybody that is a viewer that's returning. I really was happy to see that a lot of you liked my last podcast video and really wanted to say thank you for everyone who is here once again. I want to get started with my first finished object, and for me my most exciting one, because it was one that I have been working on for a long time, and it is the camisole number 5 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is done now, which makes me really happy. It took me quite some time to do, but I had so much fun making it, as it was my first real summer knit that I have ever made, my first tank top that I ever knit, and my first time knitting with Knitting for Olive merino wool. I chose the Knitting for Olive normal, like plain merino wool, 100%, in the color Deep Petroleum Blue. And the pattern from My Favorite Things Knitwear called for 150 grams of this in the pattern, and I used like pretty much 100 grams of it. So I knit up the smallest size and did not need that whole third ball of yarn that I purchased. So if you're thinking about using this wool for the pattern, as it is recommended in her pattern, then maybe consider playing a game of yarn chicken and getting only 100 grams, because for me it was enough, and I measured the piece and I met gauge, so I only needed 100 grams of it. It is super soft. I really like the result after blocking. This is what it looks like. It is just knit in 2x2 rib, and it has double knitting on the armholes and also on the collar. I really like the pattern. I found it pretty good to understand. The only thing that I had problems with, but that's just because I had kind of like a difficulty understanding, was the increases here on the neck, on the front of the neck. You can kind of see that they're not the prettiest because I didn't get the instructions, but on the back I think it looks a lot neater, and I got the hang of it eventually. The second thing I found kind of challenging was starting up the double knitting. It was my first piece ever with double knitting, and it took me 3 or 4 tries to cast on the stitches for the double knitting band. That was kind of a challenge, but I was really happy with it in the end. I like the double knitting. I think this piece looks super high quality and has really nice finishings. I did like a usual cast off, a regular cast off, and that's something that I will change. I'll undo it and do a tubular cast off eventually, because it just isn't stretchy enough. I got really lazy and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the regular cast off and we'll see if it's okay. And it isn't okay, it's not stretchy enough. It kind of is constricting when putting the piece on and taking it off again. But other than that, I'm really happy with this pattern and I really enjoyed knitting it up. Even though it took a long time, as it is a fingering weight yarn, and ribbing and double knitting. It took me, I think, two or 2.5 months to knit this, but not monogamously. As you will see, I did do some other knitting on the side. I think when fall comes, or like the end of August, this will be the perfect piece for me to wear out, and really looking forward to wearing it. The next pieces plural I knit was or were my stash busting projects for the month. I had some Mandarin Petite by Sandnes Garn left over from the shorts that I made and the bralette a couple of months ago, and I really wanted to use up the yarn because I'm trying to consistently use up my stash. So I made some baby ruffle socks by Petite Knit. I made them in the size 25, 26, something like that. I think I used about like 20 grams of the Mandarin Petite wool, and I just think they're really cute. I enjoyed doing the little ruffle, and yeah, I don't think that this is the perfect sock yarn, especially since it doesn't have any nylon or anything like that to make it more durable in it, but I really enjoyed the project. I made them while watching TV and it went by really easily and quickly, so would really recommend doing the ruffle socks. They have them in an adult version as well, and my mom gifted them to me a couple of months ago, I think for Easter, and I love wearing them with cute sneakers and kind of have the ruffle sneak or peek out of the shoe, and they're really cute for little girls and boys as well. Then I had some of the Mandarin Petite in the other color that I used for the bralette left, and I made a pattern from this Sandnes Garn little book, Mixstart. It's the 2213 is the number of this edition. I made the pattern that's called Juno Bonnet, that is also on the cover, in 2 different sizes and versions. I made the 1-year size and I made the 3-month size with the leftover Mandarin Petite yarn that I had. So this is the bigger one. It's just pink, has the ribbed detailing and these 2 little strings on it. And then this is the 3-month size I made. I used some of the light pink to do the ribbing in the front, and then I added a little stripe, and then did the I-cord bind off and little strings in the darker color. This is what it looks like in the back. It has this cute little spiral, and I really like bonnets to give away to new babies that are born as a gift. These 2 were also really fast to knit up, and I really liked knitting with the Mandarin Petite wool in summer because it isn't a really warm wool to knit with. So that's the 3 stash busting projects I made. So those were the finished objects I had in the last month of knitting. And now I want to show you my works in progress. I am doing this V-neck sweater by K3. And I am knitting it up in, I can tell you, Terreum Natura Ulysse in the color Merlot. And I'm holding it with the La Mana Premia Super Kid Mohair and Silk Mix in the colorway 63. This is my favorite thing to work on at the moment because I am, even though I'm trying to stay away from autumn winter knits, I'm really excited for autumn winter knits, and I am so excited to get to wear this because it feels so soft and fluffy. I really like the La Mana mohair. It doesn't feel scratchy or itchy at all. I really like the combination of the two. They're a pretty close color match. I would say the mohair is a little bit lighter than the wool that I'm holding it with. I especially enjoyed making the collar for this v-neck sweater. I have never made a v-neck before, and I really liked the construction of the collar. You knit a big band and then you fold it over and attach it to the rest of the sweater. I'm really bad at describing this. And the second thing I really like about it is this I-cord detail that it has. The construction is a drop shoulder, but it is accompanied by this really beautiful I-cord that goes along the back side of the sweater. And those were the 2 things that really motivated me to keep going on this sweater. And now I am knitting the sleeves. I've finished one sleeve almost. I only have to do the ribbing. It's the last thing. And then I have already cast it on for the second sleeve. And my bottom bodice piece and my bodice stitches are on hold right now because I wanted to get started on the sleeves, because otherwise the sweater will end up on sleeve island. So I always do the sleeves kind of in the middle and leave something else to do after. It's my motivation strategy. I really like this pattern. It is so easy to understand. I love the wool. I'm really happy with this so far. And I think I will make some progress in the next couple of weeks, and then it will be done pretty soon. I hope so. I'm ready for fall already at the beginning of August. My second work in progress is also a piece from the Sadness Garn booklet that I showed you. Again, the number is 2213. It's a whole book about baby knits. I decided to knit these little tights, and I'm using Sunday by Sadness Garn in the color 4632. It's like a lilac-y color, really beautiful. It is ribbed tights. You do 3 right stitches and 2 left stitches, and they have these little suspenders, is that what it's called, that I really love to keep them up. And they're really stretchy. I'm knitting them in the size 0 to 3 months, and have been really enjoying to knit this. I am kind of over knitting ribbing right now because I did the ribbing on the camisole and I'm now doing the ribbing on these tights, also in fingering weight wool, but the color and cuteness of these are just irresistible, and this is a really good project for on the go. They are knit, these tights are knit with 3mm needles and a fingering weight wool of your choice. This one is just merino, and yeah, I really like them. I find them really cute, and I'm a big fan of tights on babies, just to keep them warm. After showing you my finished objects and my works in progress, I want to now show you or share about the things that I want to knit in the future, and the yarn that I already acquired to do so. I really enjoyed knitting this camisole and would love to make another one. So I went to my local yarn store and picked up some Arweda wool from Filcolana in this really beautiful like eggplant color. It is the color 235. It is 80% superwash merino wool with 20% nylon in it, and I bought 150 grams. I know that I probably won't use all 150 grams because I did only use 100 grams for the last camisole number 5 that I knit, and I will knit this project that I have in the smallest size again, so maybe I'll have some left over. But I do do a lot of projects with this kind of fingering weight wool, so I think I will be able to incorporate the rest of it in a baby knit for sure. I want to knit the pie camisole with this. I'll just show you a picture of the pie camisole. This is what it looks like. I think this one is by Hip Knit Hooray. She made it in black, and it's a halter neck camisole with wide ribbing, and also just simple stockinette. I really like the look of it. I really like the looks of the girls who made it in darker colors, and I think it will be a great piece for the fall and late summer. So I'm really excited to cast this on. I also got some new knitting needles from Addi in 2.5mm to make this project, because I have been knitting so much in this fingering weight that I needed another pair of needles to be able to alternate projects more easily. So this is the first acquisition that I have, and kind of a plan for the future, the very near future. I think I'm gonna cast this on beginning of next week when I'm done with the little baby tights. And then I have another really exciting acquisition, or two. We went to this like shepherd co-op shop, if that's what it's called in English. It's basically a bunch of shepherds who have cooperated together, and they have a little shop in the south of Germany, and I was there visiting on vacation and couldn't pass them up. And I got, since I didn't have any like actual projects in mind, I got some sock yarn and just some natural sheep's wool for my stash, and I'm really excited about them. This wool feels really rustic. It smells really rustic, and I love the smell of actual like untreated wool. You really can smell, still smell the sheep on these skeins of wool. And I got, this is what they're called, Finkhof, if there's any Germans here, or if you're ever visiting. They don't have a lot of options there, but that's something I like a lot. I got one skein of this sock wool. It is a 3-stranded sock wool, or 2 strands. No, 3. 3 strands. I will knit myself some socks for just lounging. As they don't have any nylon in them, I won't be able to wear them out that much without breaking them right away, but the wool feels so nice, cozy and warm, so I'm really excited to make my first pair of adult socks maybe with this wool, because I've never knit adult socks before. I don't know why, but it has been daunting to do so. So I'm really excited. And then I got 2 skeins of their just pure 100% wool in the undyed color. This is just a natural like white cream color. It is also 250 meters for 100 grams. This one looks thicker than the sock wool, but I don't think it is. They're both 250 meters for 100 grams. Suggested needles are 2.5 to 3.5. So I'm really excited to have these in my stash and start knitting something pretty soon. I just don't know what yet, but I'm excited. And until then, I will just smell them every once in a while and be really happy that I have something from this shepherd's co-op that I found really interesting. So yeah. So that's everything I wanted to talk about concerning knitting today. So the next finished object I want to show you kind of from afar and standing up later, because I have rekindled my love for sewing last week. I got this really beautiful gingham fabric from a French store called Petit Pont. I will link it down below. I really love it. Not sponsored, but I have been a fan for a lot of years now. It is this kind of Vichy gingham fabric that's really lightweight and great for the summer, and I have been wanting to make something out of it for so long, and I have now finally sat down and made this pattern by Sydney Graham. It is the like tie dress, front tie dress. It's a big pattern that has a lot of options, so you can do the dress like I did. You can add sleeves, and she also has the option to turn this into a top. They are kind of inspired by the Ghani top that you have been seeing everywhere this year with the ties in the front. And this is the one I made. I chose to do the option with the short sleeves, the ties in the front, and 2 tiers of ruffles down the dress. I'm really excited about it, and I'm just gonna show you kind of what it looks like. I really love the finishings. I'm just coming closer to the camera so that you can see. The dress was really easy to make. I think it's definitely a beginner friendly dress, because she also has a YouTube video explaining every step, even the cutting out of the fabric. I am an experienced knitter, so I kind of knew what I was doing for most of the steps and didn't really have to follow the pattern. but she explains it really well in her pattern and instructions and also in the YouTube video. She offers a wide range of sizes, I feel like. I made the size 2, and I chose the version without the sleeves. She has you attach 2 bows in the front, and there's the option to close the dress much higher than I did. The pattern includes binding, explains you how to do that, and also explains you how to do the ruffling at the bottom, and that's really the only 2 things that are more challenging: the binding and the ruffle for the skirt. Other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory and a really nice pattern to do. I would definitely make this one again. I already have a request for to make another of these, and I will, because it was just really quick. I got it done in 2 evenings and have this beautiful summer dress right now that I'm really happy about it. And then I had some fabric left over, and I really, as you may have noticed, love to make baby things out of leftover yarn or fabric or whatever. So I decided to make matching little overalls from the gingham fabric. This pattern was by The Ordinary Folk on Etsy, and I think it's called the Ordinary Overall or the Ordinary Romper, one of both. Yeah, it's also in this beautiful gingham fabric. I added some mother of pearl buttons for the closure, and then added just some contrasting pockets in a kind of a bigger gingham checkered pattern. Sorry for looking at my viewfinder. Obviously, a baby this size, I made the second to smallest size, doesn't need pockets, but I think it's really cute. So I also added the back pocket that they include in the pattern. What I didn't add was the front pocket that's supposed to go here, just because I didn't have enough scrap fabric to make a matching one and didn't want to add another version of checker print to this romper. This was also super easy, but this little romper took almost as long as this big dress. So yeah, but it's really cute. And it's not super easy access. You have to take it off of your child, but I think with the buttons here at the top, it is fairly easy to take on and off. It gives them a lot of room, and I think it's a comfy, nice, light, breezy piece for the summertime that I got out of the rest of this fabric, which makes me really happy, and which also makes my boyfriend really happy, because there is less scrap fabric lying around our apartment. I have a lot of fabric and wool everywhere, so I always try to use everything up right away. I think that's it for today's video. I'm really happy to have shared all of this now and excited to cast on new projects and to finish the ones that I am working on right now. I hope that you have a really nice month of August, or whatever month you're watching this in, and we'll see each other in the next video, or you'll see me, and I will maybe hear from you in the comments if you have any suggestions for next projects or anything that you want to share. I'm really happy to build a little community here for some exchange, and if you have any questions, then check out the description box. I will link most or all of my patterns that I mentioned down there, and if you have any other questions, then ask me in the comments. Thanks for watching and bye.